Ladies and gentlemen, the session is about to start. Please take your seat.
Buongiorno a tutti. Good morning everybody. Bonjour aux francophones. C'est pas facile, hein? Mais heureusement il y a. Welcome, dear friends from the Western Balkans. The link between Italy and your countries is very strong. Italy is strongly engaged for supporting the partnership with Slovenia and Croatia, full member of the European Union, but we want to work hard for the full membership of the other countries candidate in this moment. We want to accelerate the timing because it's important the reunification of our European Union. And now allow me to talk in my mother tongue, in Italian. L'Italia è tornata ad essere protagonista nei Balcani perché consideriamo fondamentale la riunificazione. Preferisco parlare di riunificazione, non di allargamento, perché l'allargamento sembra un po' una cosa neocoloniale. La riunificazione è una scelta che noi e i paesi dei Balcani abbiamo fatto e continuiamo a fare perché a questi paesi è stato impedito di essere parte della Unione Europea. Sono tutti paesi europei, hanno tutti una storia europea, tutti vogliono essere europei, ma come sapete le dittature impediscono ai cittadini di fare libere scelte. Finalmente la Slovenia e la Croazia ormai da anni sono parte integrante della nostra Unione, abbiamo relazioni trilaterali, incontri trilaterali che facciamo proprio per rinforzare questo legame con paesi vicini, ma l'Italia è fortemente impegnata per accelerare i tempi di adesione degli altri paesi all'Unione Europea. C'è una forte presenza italiana in questa parte di Europa e voglio ringraziare anche tutti i nostri militari che sono garanti di pace e di stabilità al confine tra Serbia e Kosovo, i militari che sono presenti anche in Bosnia e Erzegovina, i militari che sono presenti in Albania, la Guardia di Finanza, e in Montenegro sempre la Guardia di Finanza. Sono portatori di pace che contribuiscono a costruire nuovi percorsi di avvicinamento e di integrazione con l'Unione Europea. Il Presidente Charles Michel ha indicato il 2030 come data per l'adesione. Io credo che si debba anticipare di qualche tempo questa adesione. Ho girato tutti i vostri paesi per dimostrare quanto interesse c'è da parte italiana. E non è soltanto un interesse politico, è un interesse strategico, è un interesse economico. Abbiamo avviato molti business forum in Italia e nei paesi dei Balcani. Abbiamo dato vita ad un'organizzazione degli amici dei Balcani Occidentali e ci riuniamo periodicamente. Adesso la prossima riunione sarà proprio qui a Roma e inviterò la nuova alta rappresentante, la signora Kaja Kallas, e la commissaria slovena per l'allargamento al fine di concordare insieme una strategia per far sì che i Balcani siano quanto prima parte integrante. Noi faremo di tutto per regalare il nostro saper fare ai nostri amici interlocutori. C'è grande interesse da parte anche delle nostre imprese, ma abbiamo anche interesse a che le imprese dei paesi dei Balcani vengano ad operare in Italia. E dobbiamo preparare il grande mercato interno. Abbiamo anche il dovere di non lasciare ad altri una presenza egemonizzante. Dobbiamo essere noi europei a farci vedere presenti, a lavorare per dare risposte concrete a paesi che vogliono essere parte della Unione Europea. Abbiamo lavorato in passato, continuiamo a lavorare per la stabilità di questa regione. Ci sono realtà dove ancora ci sono delle tensioni, ma ovunque nel mondo ci sono tensioni. È nostro interesse, è nostro dovere lavorare per la pace e per la stabilità. I Balcani si affacciano sull'Adriatico, stanno di fronte al nostro paese, anche quindi dal punto di vista dei trasporti siamo riusciti ad incrementare anche i viaggi tra i nostri porti e i porti dei paesi dei Balcani occidentali, proprio perché vogliamo che ci sia un'integrazione e ci sia la possibilità di incrementare le presenze turistiche italiane nei paesi dei Balcani occidentali e dei paesi dei Balcani occidentali in Italia. Qualche settimana fa c'è stato un ottimo incontro in Slovenia, annuale tra i diversi ministri, abbiamo concordato molte azioni in comune, abbiamo sottoscritto anche documenti, così come abbiamo fatto con tanti altri paesi dei Balcani occidentali. Ci sono problemi da risolvere, riguardano le patenti, sono tanti piccoli ma importanti problemi concreti che devono essere risolti e noi lo vogliamo fare il più rapidamente possibile con grande impegno. Sono paesi, quelli dei Balcani occidentali, che meritano grande attenzione. Devono essere, come lo sono, portatori di pace nell'area del Mediterraneo, che sono tutti paesi che si affacciano sull'Adriatico, quindi parte del Mediterraneo. È la prima volta che partecipano a questi MED Dialogues perché vogliamo coinvolgerli in tutti i progetti di pace, in tutte le azioni di pace e in tutti i confronti che noi abbiamo con tanti amici africani, mediorientali, che condividono con noi l'appartenenza a questa grande famiglia mediterranea. E noi vogliamo che il Mediterraneo non sia mai più luogo di morte, non si trasformi mai più in un cimitero di migranti, ma possa essere, come è sempre stato nella storia, un mare di commercio, un mare di benessere, un mare portatore di pace. Ecco, con questo spirito noi stiamo lavorando e siamo tornati ad essere protagonisti nei Balcani e credo che tutti questi paesi accolgano con soddisfazione il nostro impegno. Siamo parte del quartetto e lavoriamo sempre per cercare di risolvere ogni controversia. Siamo stati protagonisti anche per sostenere l'inizio delle negoziazioni con la Bosnia-Herzegovina. Ringrazio veramente tutti quanti voi perché sono ormai già 2 anni che lavoriamo insieme, abbiamo ottenuto dei risultati molto importanti, abbiamo fatto dei passi in avanti per il mutuo beneficio, per le nostre imprese e per le vostre imprese, perché dove passano le merci, lo ripetiamo sempre, non passano le armi. È il nostro dovere cooperare in tanti fronti, la lotta all'immigrazione clandestina, la lotta al traffico di droga, la lotta al traffico di armi. Lo possiamo fare soltanto se siamo uniti, se collaboriamo. Pensate, già è stato deciso, per esempio, per la difesa delle frontiere esterne, ed è un modello che molti hanno apprezzato, fare pattuglie miste italiane, slovene e croate, proprio per verificare come si possa meglio tutelare la frontiera esterna della Unione Europea. Quindi abbiamo interessi comuni, abbiamo storia comuni, quanta storia di Venezia c'è nei Balcani, abbiamo comunità slovene in Italia, abbiamo comunità croate, insomma abbiamo comunità albanesi, quindi vedete c'è una interconnessione talmente forte, non è soltanto quella elettrica. Io mi ricordo che quando ero Presidente del Parlamento inaugurai quella in Montenegro, quella che collega le sorgenti, le fonti di elettricità in quel paese, era nel Golfo del Cattaro e poi arriva in Italia. Quindi c'è una tradizionale e antica storia comune e noi vogliamo che questa storia comune, questa comunità di visione, questa identità possa essere messa al servizio della pace e al servizio della crescita, ma forti anche di questa collaborazione, credo che potremo confrontarci anche con tutti gli altri paesi che si affacciano nell'area del Mediterraneo. Vi ringrazio per aver accettato il nostro invito, credo che ormai sarà la prima di una lunga serie di presenze dei paesi dei Balcani occidentali insieme alla Croazia e alla Slovenia essere parte di questi MED Dialoghi, perché più siamo a lavorare per pace e stabilità, più sarà facile raggiungere un obiettivo comune. Grazie ancora e buon lavoro a tutti quanti voi.
Grazie al Presidente Tajani per il suo intervento e per aver aperto questo panel dedicato alla sicurezza e al ruolo dei Balcani occidentali. Noi abbiamo, come potete immaginare, cari ministri e cari colleghi, anche dei tempi molto contingentati, quindi io darei subito la parola al Ministro degli Affari Esteri dell'Albania, Igliasani. Prego, Ministro.
Ciao, al podio.
Sei microfonato.
Oh, thank you. Let me start by thanking the Italian Foreign Ministry. Minister Tajani, colleagues, and of course ISPI for organizing such an important event. We are living continuously in interesting time. Every time we speak, every time we meet, we speak about the interesting times we're living, and these interesting times seem to be endless. But what is important is that without cooperation, without engagement, without the need to discuss and sit together, I think many of the things would have been completely different. I have a personal difficulty when it comes to be branded as somebody from the Western Balkans. I've never been to the Mountain Balkans myself, and I'm pretty sure that some of the colleagues wouldn't have been either. We are people from Southeastern Europe, we are people from Southern Europe, we are probably from the North Mediterranean, but we're people that belong to the same set of culture and set of understandings. And it's so good, it's so important to see that sitting together with colleagues from the region has been a dynamic that has been changing continuously for the good. Who would have thought foreign ministers from our region would have sit in this format and discuss these topics 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago in this positive spirit? Who would have thought that we could have been engaged in this way 25, 30 years ago? Who would have thought that we could have created such networks of cooperation, connectivity, and movement of goods, people, and initiatives in this way of collaboration? Who would have thought that all the difficulties of our past continue to be present, have not disappeared, but are a matter of discussion? And positions are those of not only friendship, but also common understanding. It's important to continue this dynamic, and it's important to continue to look at what is happening. It's important to see the good synergy that we, the people from Southeastern Europe, Western Balkans, or whatever somebody would like to brand us, are trying to do. We are societies that are thriving to become members of the European Union, but not by certain privileges, no, but by a normal way of going back to a family to which we belong. I enjoyed very much what Minister Tajani said. It's not about enlargement. It's about reunification with a family that we lost by the way history treated us. Albania has had 555 years of difficulties and being away from the European family. But we have never stopped dreaming to become members of that family, and I think we are very close towards that aim. And that aim is not only for us in Albania. I think it's for all of us in our small region, a region that everybody says has produced more history than it can develop. But it's important that all our synergies are towards one direction. And that direction is the direction of living and working together in the big European family. I am really looking forward to engage and look at the opportunities of work with the new European Commission. We are so happy that the Commission has put such an emphasis on absorbing us in the Western Balkans to the European family. But I'm also very happy to see that there are also supporting mechanisms that are bringing us closer and closer. And one of these mechanisms is the group of friends of the Western Balkans. Italy, Austria, Greece, Slovenia, Slovakia, and others are belonging to this initiative and are helping us progress and move forward towards our unifying goal. With Erwin, with Dino, with other colleagues, we discussed several times and in many similar formats what we can do more. But what is important is also these kinds of discussions, these kinds of engagement, these kinds of perspectives that we put all together. Because we're living in difficult times when multilateralism is suffering, when we don't see any more facts from the same angle or different angles, we see from opposing angles, and there are forces of trying to create different perspectives. There is a clash of democracies versus democrators, and I think we should continue to strive on consolidating our democracies, consolidating our network of democracies, and consolidating our future based on the realities that we are trying to achieve. I'll stop here. I don't want to be longer because many of the colleagues have much more to say and wiser things than mine. But again, many thanks for this opportunity. I'm happy to see this engagement.
Grazie Ministro. Lasciati dire che hai giustamente sottolineato aspetti molto importanti, e lasciati dire anche che noi siamo profondamente orgogliosi come Italia di accompagnare un processo di tale portata e di essere anche i pionieri di una riunificazione e anche di un momento come quello di oggi, che di certo può fare solo bene al processo che già è in atto. A questo punto darei volentieri la parola al Ministro degli Esteri bosniaco, Konakovic. Prego, Ministro.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank my dear friend and colleague Antonio Tajani for organizing this event and for continued support to Western Balkans and enlargement story, which is really crucial for our region, for my country especially. I will start again showing the map of Europe and asking all of you to see the position of Western Balkans. We are not European backyard, we are heart of Europe. Actually, this part belongs to Europe. This is Europe already. And after 2 decades of silence on both sides, finally, we have some movements and some activities on both sides. Unfortunately, because of Russian aggression in Ukraine, EU woke up and actually European Union understood how important security issue also is, not only administrative, and Brussels' strict regulation regarding our enlargement story. So this is a new momentum for our countries, and we need to use this opportunity. When we talk about politics in Bosnia and Herzegovina, we say we never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity. Actually, that was our responsibility in Bosnia and Herzegovina, 2 decades doing nothing. But now we want to grab this chance, we want to grab this opportunity, and once more I want to thank to Antonio, to a group of friends, to these 7 countries who are strongly supporting and advocating for Western Balkans countries, and I will tell you now several facts that actually shows how important EU story for us is. Bosnia and Herzegovina is exporting 92% of our products to European Union. 70% goes directly to European Union member states, and 22 to our region, and all regional countries, as you can see, are candidate countries for European Union. So economically, we cannot imagine or we cannot find any kind of substitution or replacement for European big and strong market. So integration of our market into big and strong European market is the only chance to develop Bosnian economy. We need to develop our economy because of biggest problem that we have today, that's brain drain issue. In 2021, my country was #1 in the world, unfortunately, in a sense of losing a people. 130,000 people. They get permissions by Eurostat. This is official statistics by Eurostat. They get permissions to work in European Union countries. So that's close to 4% of the population. We can keep them to stay in our country only if we provide some job opportunities, better salaries, and better life conditions. We can do that only integrating our market into big and strong European single market. And then we can have investments, investors, because of our geographical position, because of many advantages that my country has, like really skilled laborers, low cost of energy, and many other advantages geographically and politically. We have excellent relations on East and West. We consider ourselves like a country who is a kind of bridge between East and West, and we need European integration desperately, and we need to move, and we need to grab this chance. And I'm happy to share some new information that today there is a Council of Ministers session. We will adopt one more law from this famous 14 key priority agenda related to EU integrations. We adopted 7 already. We have 2 biggest budgets in the history of Bosnia. We agree about some really serious and important issues. And in Bosnia and Herzegovina, that's really not easy. I want to underline that we were fighting each other 25, 30 years ago. We had a bloody war there. We were literally shooting each other, and now we are sitting all of us together and trying to find some compromises, solutions because of the future of our country. Today, Bosnia can be an example, seeing all these horrible pictures from many parts of the world, how things are possible, even that political is not, the political environment is not perfect in my country. It's much better to try to find solutions than to see those horrible pictures. So, regional market as a really, really important issue that we need to show also that we can cooperate all of us together, and we need to show to Europeans that they don't have to be afraid with all 6 countries with the veto right inside of EU having historically misunderstandings almost every year. We need to show that we can cooperate, so these kinds of meetings are really welcome. And one more time, thank you for organizing this event, and I'm really happy to be here today in this beautiful city.
Grazie. Grazie Ministro. Hai ricordato giustamente un momento molto triste della storia recente europea, e lasciati dire che dal mio punto di vista quella è stata veramente per la mia generazione una pagina molto drammatica, e vedere oggi che il clima è assolutamente mutato penso sia stata una vittoria non solo della democrazia e dei nostri paesi, ma una vittoria di tutta l'Europa. Do la parola al Vice Ministro degli Affari Esteri del Montenegro, il mio amico Ervin Ibrahimovic. E anche Vice Primo Ministro.
Deputy Prime Minister. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, dear friends, I would like to thank our host, Minister Tajani, and the ISPI Institute for the excellent organization of the conference. 10 years after its inception, MED dialogues are becoming even more relevant. Challenges that the Mediterranean region is facing, which conflict in the Middle East and overall situation in MENA region, but also new security risks like hybrid threats, demand and continuous cooperation and dialogue. We are glad the discussions at this year's MED Dialogue reflect all pressing topics and relevant partners. Although issues we are discussing are not simple and cannot have one answer, Dialogue has no alternative, nor mutual understanding and respect. Montenegro understands that very well as a Mediterranean and multicultural country in the Western Balkans, which traditionally cherishes its differences as its particular value. That is why we are strong in favor of our region's full integration into the European Union, considering its strategic position as an answer to further complete security structure of the southern part of Europe, as well as the Mediterranean area. Only by successful enlargement on the European Union we can close the space for third parties to impose their own interests in the region. Those interests are not compatible with values of international order, which represent the only answer to challenges we are discussing today. In Montenegro, we thus see enlargement as a historical opportunity for acceding countries and for EU itself. EU focus on the Western Balkan region is necessary to preserve a credible European perspective. By supporting accession process of candidates, fostering fundamental reforms in areas like migration, fight against organized crime, terrorism, energy and economic sustainability, and final integration of Western Balkans countries in the EU based on individual merits. EU will strengthen its own regional and global role. We are encouraged by messages we receive from the EU institutions and member states. I want to thank Minister Tajani and colleagues from the Friends of the Western Balkans group for their support. Montenegro, as the most advanced candidate, will do everything within its power to complete negotiations by 2026 in order to become the 28th member state in 2028, which is the most important strategic goal of the current Montenegrin government, along with cherishing good neighborly relations and NATO membership. We have seen that Russian aggression in Ukraine has brought forward a new wave of security risks. Increased hybrid threats show the vulnerability of societies in Europe and wider, including in the Western Balkans region. One of the priorities of Montenegro is building resilience in countering hybrid threats, especially regarding disinformation in cybersecurity, critical services and infrastructure, as well as regarding energy security. Geopolitical factors, including the war against Ukraine and risk of disruption of energy supplies to Europe, as well as a conflict in the Middle East, have underscored the need for countries in the region to reduce dependency on external energy sources and explore alternative energy solutions. Economic and energy cooperation in the Western Balkans region can play a significant role for Mediterranean security. A more diversified energy supply, renewable energy initiatives, and interconnectors between Balkan countries, besides creating conditions for a faster sustainable growth, can reduce vulnerabilities and prevent external actors from using energy as leverage point on Mediterranean policies. Dear colleagues, let me conclude by reiterating that Montenegro will, as always, be ready for dialogue and cooperation with our Mediterranean partners on all these topics, in line with NATO and EU policies, in mutual interest. Thank you for all for attention.
Grazie Ministro, grazie per questi spunti così significativi che hanno disegnato lo scenario all'interno del Montenegro. La parola adesso all'Assistant Minister serbo Igor Kucelka. Prego.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Minister Tajani and the Italian Foreign Ministry and organizers the ISPI Institute to extending the invitation to us to participate in this event. And I'm really glad to share this podium with distinguished ministers from our neighboring countries. First of all, as other minister colleagues said, we are sharing also the same goals regarding the EU perspective, and Serbia has also an ambitious plan to try to fulfill all necessary technical obligation until the end of 2026, beginning of 2027, to be ready for EU membership. In that sense, and within this EU framework, I would like to give you some example how Serbia and our region are contributing to the peace, stability and security in our region, but also wider in Mediterranean region, Europe at whole, and also at global scene. I will tell you that, for example, Serbia is participating in several UN and EU peacekeeping operations, which are located in Africa, 2 in Somalia, 2 in Central African Republic, in Mozambique. Then in Lebanon, we have the biggest contingent of our military representatives, 180 of them, who've been recently under attack in Lebanon, in the south of Lebanon. And also we are participating in Cyprus and Middle East. Regarding the migration, for example, which is a really important issue and serious problem for Europe as a continent and for the European Union, I can tell you that in June we signed the new agreement with Frontex, which will allow Frontex experts team to be allocated to in our territory, and together with Serbia and our other European partners as Hungary, Austria and Slovakia to try to prevent the escalation of migrants coming in Europe. Then we are also participating in the economy field to the European security and safety. I will tell you that this year we are expecting about 4% of growth rate of our economy. We are an economy which attracts about more than 60% of all foreign direct investment coming in the region of Western Balkans, and we are realizing the big infrastructure projects we are preparing for Expo World Exhibition in 2027. And I would like to invite all Mediterranean countries and region countries and our friends to come in Belgrade in 2027. And just to mention that we are also doing a lot in energy sector, diversifying our energy sourcing, using the new gas interconnectors with Bulgaria, with big support of EU, and we are negotiating, try to realize the new gas interconnectors with our neighbors, Romania, Northern Macedonia, and we are open also for all other initiatives. I will stop here. Maybe later I will just remark on some EU question. Thank you.
Grazie, grazie caro Igor. La parola alla vice ministra slovena Gabric. Prego.
Grazie per la parola. I am very pleased. First of all, I would like to join the distinguished co-panelists in thanking Italy and Minister Tajani for bringing us together. I am here in the role of friend of the Western Balkans, and I would like to say in no uncertain terms that Slovenia is supporting the Western Balkans countries and has been supporting in their aspiration to join the European Union. We do this for different reasons. The first one is that we have our own experience that we did not forget. We still have institutional, we still have the historical memory. We remember how the accession process itself helped with the development, socio-political, economic development of Slovenia. So that's one thing. It really does, this accession process can really play as an important vehicle for improving societies and countries internally. Then the second set of reasons is that the accession processes can so importantly help with the regional cooperation. And here I would like to emphasize the role of the recently adopted growth plan for the Western Balkans. We fully support its implementation ASAP. This is not to say that there are no strings attached. There are strings attached. It is important that the governments in the region commit to the reforms that we agreed upon in order to develop through this growth plan, cooperation, and as also Minister Tajani was speaking about, the gradual integration into the internal market. This is very important. This is one facility, one tool that we have at our, let's say, common disposal to actually help with this gradual integration into the European internal market, but also to regionally connect countries in the region in terms of connectivity. If we talk about economic, we talk about transport, we talk about digital. Here I would like to mention a very good example of cooperation. In Montenegro, we will be opening this cybersecurity center within 2 weeks. It's a joint initiative of Montenegro, France, and Slovenia. So that is, of course, an important part of the connectivity in the region is now the digital and the cybersecurity aspect of it. And the third dimension I would like to emphasize why we should all also support the also perhaps expedited, as also Minister Tajani was referring to, accession process is also the geostrategic reality. So the geostrategic reality is such that we would be amiss if we did not do our best to help the countries in the region come back or reunify, to make a reference to the minister, bring them to the European Union. So also from geostrategic point of view. Now, when we are talking, so one thing I want to also mention is that I said from the outset, Slovenia has been supporting the countries of the Western Balkans and their European perspective. And we see it as a kind of recognition of our role in this within the European Union, that the next commissioner for enlargement is actually a Slovenian commissioner. So we are, of course, very pleased about that, but we also feel the responsibility that this brings to us in terms of expediting the process. But here, let me also just emphasize that we are fully prepared to continuing to support the countries with our expertise. I mentioned that we still have some institutional memory of our accession process, and I think that that's something that we can also be helpful through to our friends in the Western Balkans. Are we running out of time?
Yep.
Or do you have a little bit more time to... this is, that's it, okay. So I have 1 second left, so thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Grazie, grazie cara Vice Ministra, anche per il dono della sintesi, perché abbiamo concluso il nostro panel nei tempi previsti. Io ringrazio tutti i ministri che vi hanno partecipato, tutti i colleghi, e attendiamo adesso il panel conclusivo con il Vice Presidente Tajani e con il Presidente del Consiglio Giorgia Meloni. Grazie a tutti.
Grazie a lei.